On October 9, 2006, a BNSF local was making its way from Carrick to Amarillo, Texas. The train consisted of 3 engines leading and 115 freight cars. The train made 3 stops along its way. 2 of those stops were in Stratford and Cactus, Texas to drop off cars, and 1 was in Dumas, Texas to pick up track warrants so the train could continue. Headed the same direction was a southbound BNSF coal train. This train consisted of 4 engines and 128 loaded coal cars, with ES44AC 5942 leading, which at the time was only 6 months old, so it was still fairly new to the railroad. The train left La Junta, Colorado at about 9:45 that morning and headed south along BNSF's Boise City subdivision. At about 7:30 that evening, the coal train passed Tumbleweed Road at milepost 64.73. Shortly after, the crew noticed a siding filled with 53 freight cars, but as they got closer, they noticed that the switch was directing them into that siding. The engineer then slams on the emergency brakes, and he and the conductor get onto the floor to brace for impact. And seconds later, the train slams into the cars at 32 miles per hour. 5942, the trailing engine, and 17 coal cars derail. 9 of the cars in the siding derailed as well. The conductor crawls out of 5942 and walks to the second unit to call 911, and moments later they're both rushed to the hospital. An investigation by the FRA, not the NTSB, was conducted. The FRA stated that the railroad was not in compliance with FRA Emergency Order 24. This order, quote, required that railroads modify their operating rules and take certain other actions necessary to ensure that railroad employees who dispatch trains in non-signal territory or who operate hand-operated main track switches in non-signal territory ensure that switches are restored to their proper position after use, end quote. It was found that the switch the coal train went past seconds before was incorrectly set. It should have been set for the main, but instead was set for the siding. So who was responsible for setting the switch? That would be the brakeman of the local. After switching cars, the brakeman never reset the switch to its normal position. However, the conductor and engineer of the local, as well as the dispatcher, were also found to be at fault. The engineer and conductor failed to correctly fill out the switch position form, and the conductor also incorrectly cleared the track warrant by not reporting that all hand-operated switches in the territory were in their normal positions. The dispatcher didn't confirm the switch positions to the crew before clearing their track warrant. All these led up to the collision. Looking at 5942 and the damage it sustained, you would think it'd be a total loss, right? Well, you'd be wrong. It was put on a flat car and taken to Kansas City, where it was rebuilt and put back into service, and still operates to this day.